Hey y'all, what's up family? My loves. It's your girl Deidrae coming through here with another video. I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos because I think a lot of us needs to heal on a subconscious level and on a soul level. We do a lot of talking. We talk a lot. We talk a lot. We talk a lot. But when it comes for us to do the work and do the healing, we have a hard time doing it. And I'm talking about myself as well. I said we. I'm not penalizing y'all. We have a hard time doing it because the journey is tough. For you to heal the most hurt places in your crevices of your heart is a lot of work. You gotta sit there and you gotta cry it out. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for you to not victimize yourself and see yourself as the victor. It's a lot of work. So I want to shed some light on the womb, the violation of the womb, and the beauty of it. Those three aspects. For generations, we black people, and when I say black, take it in encompass everybody. If you have a 1% black in you, you're black. You're black because you're a child of the sun. We've been dealt a hand of abuse that has been going on as a generational cycle with the womb, the violation of the womb. And violation of the womb looks differently for different people. It can look like sexual abuse, child sexual abuse. It can look like rape, maybe one time. It can look like multiple times of rape. It can look like child sexual abuse that happened for X amount of years till you are adult. Violation of the womb can look like molestation. I want to say molestation because molestation falls in its own category. Molestation doesn't necessarily have to be sexual penetration. It can be molestation. Violation of the womb can look like incest abuse, incest sexual abuse. It can look like sex trafficking. Violation of the womb can look like abortion. Violation of the womb can look like miscarriage as well. And let me tell you why this is so important to talk about that nobody want to talk about. But I am here, the ray of the sun, that's going to shed light for you on this topic specifically because I embody them all. I embody all violations in some form or fashion. And believe it or not, I'm not a victim. I was chosen and I was meant to embody all of those things that I went through in my childhood and in my life in order for this specific moment right now. In order for me to be able to speak to you from a place of experience, in order for me to be able to speak to you and shed light in your way to heal you and to help you liberate yourself from these oppressions and hurt and cycle that keep going on for generations. You're not the first person that this happened to. If you're looking at this video and you suffered some form of womb violation is what I like to call it, you're not the first person that this has happened to. Believe it or not, it happened to your perpetrator. The person that did this to you, they only know about it because it was done to them. Now, I'm not making them get off scot-free. Don't misconstrue my words. They had no right to do that. But it was done to them. It was done to their perpetrator. It was done to their forefathers, their grandfather, their grandmother. And that's how they display it. And this is where it's going to stop. Now, by you watching this video, you're going to become enlightened, and I'm shedding light your way for you to be able to recognize the pattern, the behavioral pattern that's been happening for generations that we are stopping right now. For centuries, the women in our families, the women in our community, the women of our race have been taken advantage of, have been suppressed, have been dishonored and devalued. And you wonder why you don't value yourself. You wonder why you don't stand up for yourself. You wonder why you always need outside validation, or you always need someone, or you always look for some fulfillment outside of you. It's because generationally our womb has been violated. Let me show you the beauty of the womb. The womb is a place where life begins. In the midst of all darkness, life begins. And this is why I include abortions and miscarriages. Even though those are self-inflicted violations of the womb, they're still a violation. Now, a violation is a strong word, but I'm using strong words. I want to be dramatic too, so I can drive a point home. The womb is of high value, more than you can even imagine. The womb is a place of void. It represents the black hole in the universe. The same way a black hole in the universe can give birth to stars, the womb in a human body give birth to life. Black holes give birth to universes, planets, stars. The womb does the same, but on a physical level, on a human level, on an earthly level. And it's the only thing that is represented by creation here on earth. It is the most valuable thing that is represented as creation, or creator himself, herself. If you're new here to my channel, I am not religious, and nor do I belong to any religion or any institution of that matter. I only belong to one, that is source, creation, creator. And I call God the divine. You may call him God. I say divine. I say source. Take whatever resonates, whatever fits your cap, whatever makes your boat float. But you know where I'm coming from. There's only one ultimate being, one ultimate creator of all these universes, the whole multiverse, even the verses that we don't even know exist. He created. And so women, females, the feminine essence have that capability, that energy, that power, I'm going to name it as it is, that power to create life. The entire womb is a seed. The feminine energy is a seed. Anything that you give her, anything that you put into her, she multiplies it abundantly. All a man needs to do is insert a sperm into the egg and she creates life. All a man needs to do is give a woman an idea, or say, hey baby, we need to make some money and we got this. The woman will come back like that with 10,000 ideas and 10,000 ways of how to do it. And through communication, he can execute the plans. They communicate together, they finalize on what they need to do, and he gets it done. But anything you give a woman, she multiplies it. If there's nothing in the house and there's a woman in the house, she knows how to take flour and milk and make a whole Johnny cake. She knows how to take 2 ingredients and multiply it to food that will feed 10 people. I know, because I've seen it done in my household. My mom did it. When we were growing up in poverty, we didn't have anything but flour, sugar, and milk. And we ate every day. Now, I know a lot of you guys can identify to that. But I'm only drawing reference because that is the power and beauty of the divine feminine essence. That's the power and the beauty of a womb. So when a female experiences a violation of her womb, of her true essence, it devalues her. You may not realize it, and even females, you may not even realize it for yourself. Masculine, males, you may not realize that this is what's happening to the female, but I'm here to shed some light to you. As a woman, we may not say it, but we know that this is a power. God has given us the gift to give life. We are the only creation that can give life. And any violation of that, whether it's an abortion or miscarriage, that's why a woman is so distorted, depressed, and disappointed when she's not able to give life. Because life is precious. It's a jewel. It's worth life. It's worth $1 million. It's worth more than $1 million. Can you imagine? Life is worth life. So when a woman goes through miscarriage, when a woman cannot bear children, it devalues her. It devalues her to the core, to her very core, because subconsciously in her mind, it's something that she was blessed with, but she cannot do. She cannot give life. And this is all that she knows that she can do, is to procreate, regenerate herself into a mini version, to be blessed with life. So sexually, the violation of the womb devalues a woman, because everything revolves around that essence. So anybody that takes advantage of that power, it devalues her. A lot of us are walking around here feeling worthless because we were raped when we were younger. A lot of us are walking around here feeling like nothing because we were taken advantage of. A lot of us are walking around here feeling fearful to be vulnerable with people, because in our innocence and when we were vulnerable when we were younger, we were taken advantage of. Our power was taken from us. So we're not able to see our pride and our value. But it's time to restore the beauty of the womb. All of these violations has been happening to us generation after generation. Our grandmother went through it, our mother went through it, our great-grandmother went through it in some form or fashion. Way back to slavery. Way back to slavery, when the slave masters used to force themselves on the slaves, taking away their power. They did this to the men as well, and it had the same effect on the men, taking away their power. Now, in some cases in my research, I've read that the slave masters actually abused the men physically, sexually, by man-on-man sexual intercourse with the slave, and specifically in front of other slaves. And this man-on-man intercourse broke down the masculine in front of his peers. All of this boiled down to devaluing the black race and taking away power so they can overpower us. But it's time to take our power back. The beauty of the womb. If you take a seed and if you plant the seed with the energy of the sun, it goes through a process called germination, right? It germinates. So the sunlight, and I like to use the sunlight as an essence of the divine masculine, right? When the divine masculine is operating in his power and in his essence and his divineness, he adds life, or he gives life to the seed of the divine feminine, and with action, life becomes. And that's what the sperm is. In my eyes and my research, the sperm is just an energy ball, like an energy ball of driving force, because it comes from the divine masculine, and the divine masculine is a full force of energy. Anything that needs to be done, he's a driven force of action, very logistical, very action oriented and results oriented. Right? That's the essence, the beauty of the divine masculine, strong and powerful in who he is. And so his sperm is a little version of him. And that's why the challenge of the sperm is to swim upstream. That's powerful. That's energy. That's current right there. To swim upstream, and once it hits the egg, it activates regeneration, the regeneration cycle. That's energy. That's the energy of the sun ray, the ray of the sun. When the sun hits the soil in that seed, it activates germination. So the seed starts to germinate. And so like the seed that grows into a big tree and a big plant, the womb is full of seeds within the feminine. That all it needs is that masculine energy to activate the germination process. Now, for generations, we have also been taught that the divine masculine, or the masculine energy, the male, is the one that carries on the bloodline. Talk about royal families. It's always a pride and a joy to bear a son. That's an illusion, family. Male does not revolve around the world. If the world was full of males, there would be no reprocreation. There will be no regeneration of lives. There will be no children. If the world was full of males, there will be no continuation of life. So don't be fooled when they tell you that you have to have a son, you have to bear a son to carry on your name and carry on your bloodline. Do you not see the illusion here? Creation was made that both the feminine and the masculine work together for life to happen. Who carries on the bloodline is a big question. When they talk about bloodline and carry on my name, it's the feminine, the female that carries on the bloodline. When a child is in the uterus or in the womb, the first thing that happens is the egg latches onto the womb and creates a placenta. The placenta is what carries the mother's blood to the baby to give it oxygen and nutrients. So the organ of the heart can be created, and the organ of the heart can start to pump and create other organs and other limbs, and so the baby can be formed. That's carrying on the bloodline through the placenta in the womb. There's no man on earth that can do that. So when all those hierarchy talking about I need a masculine to carry on my bloodline, it's a woman that you need. Without a womb, life cannot bring forth. That is the beauty and the power in wombs. And my masculine, my males, it's time that you see that and you honor the womb. So let alone those days where people were striving to have a male heir. The new light that I want to shed on you today is to have a womb and a female and a baby girl so you can carry on your heir, your bloodline. You see, masculine? Now, I know a lot of y'all can identify with this because the minute you have a girl child, you ready to pull out that pistol. Like, with my gun, let me go. If I don't have a gun, let me go and get certified. Let me go to the gun range, because any man come in here want try to test my daughter. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You see? You already know the value of a womb. It's engraved in you from God, from the divine, from Creator, to protect, to love, to cherish the womb energy, the feminine energy. So my question to you masculines, why has that divine essence of you stopped when it comes to your female friends, when it comes to your girlfriend, when it comes to your wife? Why are you only displaying that energy to your daughters? It should be universal. To my masculines, value and honor your females in such a way that you will die for them. The Bible says it, but I want to extend it to not only your wife, but to your children, to your female friends, to your sisters. Honor their wombs, honor them, their essences, because you have the ability and the power to use your strength and your divine essence to protect the wombs. You should do it in such a way that you bring out their beauty. And once you bring out their beauty, their feminine beauty, you bring out your masculine beauty as well. I saw a clip of a father and a daughter on Instagram the other day. And this, even though it's a father and daughter, it displayed such a beautiful essence. Him in his all masculine, full of muscles, structure, balance, rigidity, if that's even a word. Practicing aerobics or ballerina with his daughter, throwing her feet in the air and catching her. That video displayed his masculine beauty because he used all his masculine strength, not just physical strength, but his mental strength, his spiritual strength, to bring out the beauty of a divine feminine, of his daughter. That's what your divineness should do. Your divineness should bring out the beauty, the essence of the feminine, of your complement. You should protect them always. When you allow the females to flourish, it brings out your strength, because that's what you were created to do. You guys were created for us to work together. As the feminine bring out the beauty in you, you bring out the beauty in the feminine. But it can only be done in balance and in harmony. And in standing in harmony means not taking away from each other's power. You have your power and the feminine has their power as well. But for many years, I would describe it as the masculine has been operating in such a way that, and this is no fault to you, so please don't feel offended, but this is society and how society was created. Whether you believe it or not, society is intentionally created for us to not be our best selves, especially Black race. It was systematically created for us not to be triumphant in this skin color. But the times will change. The time has already begun changing. And so this is just an encouragement to you, females. Your power is in your womb. Masculine, your power is in honoring and protecting the womb. Well, this brings me down to the end of this video. And I guarantee you there's going to be more videos that's going to follow after this one. So if you like the content, if you find it inspirational, if I've shed any light your way, share this video with someone that might need to hear it. Like, so it can get the algorithm up and get the content out, and subscribe, because there's more videos coming where this came from. Because we have to understand who we are, or at least remember. When we remember who we are, we'll be able to operate at our best. We'll be able to rewrite this subconscious mind that we've been conditioned in and almost programmed for failure, programmed to self-destruct our own people and our own self. We need to reconstruct that. I hope this video was helpful. and I hope to see you in my next video. My name is Deidrae,